Well, U.S. Global Leadership Coalition is a broad, diverse coalition, corporations, NGOs, everything from Caterpillar and Cargill to CARE and Catholic Relief Services. We're unified behind the idea of American engagement around the world. The international affairs budget, which is the part of the budget that funds diplomacy and development, we're all coming together to make sure that that budget and those tools are strong and robust.
And why is that a big deal for the country?
Well, several reasons. Number one, and perhaps most importantly, economically. These are the tools that help support exports, open up markets, help our entrepreneurs as they compete around the world. So it's a big part, we think, of growing the economy. It's also important from a national security perspective. This is what helps prevent conflict. It also is really what helps allow our men and women in uniform to come home. So, in this day and age, with the conflicts that we're in Afghanistan and Iraq, we want to power down our military operations and hopefully power up the development and diplomacy side to make sure that those fragile gains are not lost. And I think third, it's also the part of the budget that really represents America around the world. The values that we stand for, the principles that we stand for, that American branding that I think is so important to who we are.
It all seems so far removed from Pittsburgh. What's in it for a place like ours?
Well, interestingly, Pittsburgh has got one of the strongest connections to the international affairs budget of any major metropolitan area in the nation. I mean, exports are obviously so important to Pittsburgh, and the fact that Pittsburgh has made the investments that it has in innovation, in higher education, really means that it's well placed to take advantage of partnerships overseas and opportunities overseas, the exchange of products, ideas, and such. So that's the real connection here. You look at Pennsylvania as 11th in the nation in exports and moving up the ladder. We're hoping that the international affairs budget will help those exports grow. So for Pittsburgh itself and for the state of Pennsylvania, this really is very important.
Everybody's got their hatchets out for the budget in Washington these days. Is this an especially tough sell in the current budget climate?
Well, it shouldn't be. It should be an easy sell, but sure. I mean, every part of the budget's on the table. We're not looking for increases. Everybody's got to do their part. Our great fear has been, this is only 1% of the budget, so out of the entire federal budget, this is about 1%. We're worried that it's an easy target, because sometimes there really aren't the obvious domestic constituencies, very easy to go after. I mean, the truth of the matter is, look, this didn't cause the deficit, can't cure the deficit, but we do think that having these strong tools will help prevent conflict, and we know that deploying our military is more expensive than deploying our development operations, and it's Secretary Gates, Defense Secretary, who says that. Secondly, again, if we want to grow our economy and support exports, this is an important tool. So while we understand that it's an easy target, this is the very time we should be making these investments, not reducing these investments.
What gave a guy from Green Bay such passion about this particular kind of an issue?
Well, my congressional days, this is the kind of stuff I worked on. But I lived overseas. I lived in Kenya. I taught school in Kenya. But I was the ambassador to Tanzania, and so I saw many of our programs at work. I also saw the role that America plays around the world. We, as Americans, we're still the people that are pointed to and emulated. As a minister of Homeland of the Interior said to me in Tanzania, "You are who we want to be." So we think these programs, and I've seen them again firsthand, are a great way to brand America, to increase economic activity and partnerships and ties at a time when we need them. I've seen it work.